that studio can be moved from the first floor to the 7th floor. The first floor to the 7th floor. It's an incredible. It was really mind-boggling to see what they could do. Well, they weren't moving it when I was there, but it was kind of exciting to see how that was done, Jim. Go ahead.
Roger, Roger. All right, that sounds good, man. Don't blow the A stuff before we start. Gosh, it's about time. Let's do it. Stand by. This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, and this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog program, where we air check record from 3:30 till 5 Eastern, and then post it all up on YouTube so everybody can come by and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, and that'll take you to our Qso-Vlog page, and on that page we have the recording of this afternoon, which will be entitled My Group Air Check 12/14/18. Today's date 12/14/18. So here we go, and Charlie has joined us and has a story about I guess the RCA studios in New York. Is that a Roger?
No, it's the Studio 88. It's in the RCA building. The RCA building, of course, that's where NBC has been and was, and right in the RCA building. I think that building itself goes up to the 70th floor, and they do have an elevated studio. An elevated studio that can be elevated from the first floor to the 7th. And that is where I used to watch once a week Altero Toscanini conducting the NBC Symphony Orchestra, and to see the size of that thing, and considering what they can elevate just by raising it up like an elevator, to me it was enough to blow my mind. It was fascinating.
Roger, Roger. Now we're not talking about some kind of combo here. We're not talking about a bathroom-sized studio in some kind of an elevator form. It's a full studio for a full orchestra that goes up to the 7th floor. Is that a Roger?
Roger, Roger, and that also includes a fairly large audience area. It's a big area, and they could elevate the thing.
Roger, yeah, I guess so, because that'd be kind of bad if the orchestra went to the 7th floor, but the people stayed on the 1st floor.
I would be saying that would be stretching it a little bit.
Roger, Roger. So that's an immense task to take the whole orchestra and the folks up to the 7th floor. I mean, do you have any concept of how big that room was? Like 50 by 50 or 100 by 100?
Oh, it's hard to say. I would say probably about at least 90 or 100 by 100. It was big.
Roger that, Roger that. And you know those musicians, I hope they were all straight, nobody was high or anything, because I imagine there's some centrifugal force moving up to the 7th floor, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, but I don't know how long it took them to get it up there, but they had all the connections for each floor, and sometimes they had to go up higher and sometimes lower. No matter how it went, it worked out, because I used to enjoy watching Toscanini, Ontario Toscanini, I think he was, conducting. He's long since passed on. Yeah, those were the days. Those were the days, and those were the days of the live TV when anything could happen. Anything could happen. You never know what was next, right?
Roger, Roger. I wonder if they got frequent flyer miles for that little jaunt up to the 7th floor. And I wonder how often they did that. Do you have any idea how often they did that?
No, I don't. I wish I knew how often they would elevate the studio. But to me, it was fascinating. I never knew they did that until I went over there and had a sword. Took a, I think my voice is off a little bit right now. That's probably part of that audio situation. But anyway, it was on this sword, and it was fascinating. It was absolutely fascinating to see what they could do. In fact, I remember the first time that I ever saw a demonstration of television itself. It must have been around 1948 or 7, maybe. It was another time I was over there, and they had this room and this camera, and you could see yourself on a screen. And those were the earlier days of TV. Of course, black and white. So I had a chance to see that action, but it's always fascinating. But look what the technology has done. How it's exploded. You go back 120 years, there's nothing compared to what we have now, and for heaven's sake, we've been to the moon and all that sort of thing. It makes you wonder, how can this happen so fast? Go ahead.
Roger. Well, it's once they get on to something, it's like a dog chasing a fox. One person takes off where another person left, as far as the development of a situation. Just like radio. You had the pioneers that took it to a certain point, and then they passed on or did their contribution, and then comes along the next generation to pick the ball up, and so we go from CW to push to talk to 24-hour music. So that's just the evolution of things, Roger.
Oh yeah, the evolution is incredible. You begin to wonder if it's something else behind all this. It's so fast. Look, I won't hold it any longer, Jim. And I appreciate everything you're doing for the fellows on the YouTube. My voice is a little off right now. It does get raspy every once in a while, and right now it is off slightly. So please forgive me. So I'll tell you what, I'll sign. Now next week, I'm probably going to have to be somewhere else at this time. I probably may not be able to get on next week, but this week we were able to get on. But your signal, 2025 over 9, beautiful copy. So I'll turn it back to you, Jim, and thank you very much for picking me up. KC9 Victor Kilowatt Victor, like that K1GZL.
Roger, Charlie. 3's that away. And if you talk to Jim FET, tell him I was suggesting +5 on the top end, +5 on the top end, and see what he says. So 3's for now, Charlie. Thanks for the report, and stay warm up there.
Well, we're going to try. I don't see any severe cold weather for a while, but we've had 75.5 inches of snow on the ground. Not on the ground, but that has come down, and we have close to 2 feet on the level ground here. But you sound great in here. If you talk to Jim FET, tell him I was suggesting +5 on the top end, +5 on the top end, and see what he says. So 3's for now, Charlie. Thanks for. Okay, 7-3, and I hope you can hear me.
Roger, Charlie. Thank you so very much. That last transmission came through beautifully, so we appreciate it. Thanks so much. Charlie, up around the Canadian border on our show opening up, and we are KC9VKV and the Qso-Vlog program. And so if you have a radio that you're curious about the audio, what it sounds like, well, we are air checking, recording from now till 5 Eastern on this frequency as we speak. We are rolling tape, so if you've got a radio that you want to find out what it sounds like, give me a shout. It's KC9VKV.